Love equals evil when you are with a narcissist. It all starts off with the love bombing phase, which is absolutely amazing. Everything's matching up, you're doing everything together, everything seems great, you're having nice holidays, going visiting nice places, you're visiting family and friends, and everything looks absolutely amazing. That is until you start to get further into the relationship, and at some time it's possible that you could get married like we did. Once you get married, still at the beginning, the love bombing is decent, it's still matching up, but just the odd one or two little things start to rear their ugly head. There's odd one or two little bits of verbal abuse, but only occasionally at the beginning. You also get the love bombing is still there, but you can tell it's slowly slowing down and fading a little bit. So you're wondering what's happening, but you just, at the time, you just think, is this just a little bad phase that she's going through? Has she had a bad time at work? Is she not feeling too good? You try to put excuses in way. Obviously, later on, them excuses that you've put in way, they will come back to haunt you. Obviously, you're trying to make the marriage work now. You're trying to settle down. But slowly, but surely, without you knowing, the devaluation stage is already started. So, like I said before, you'll just get a little bit of maybe abuse, a little bit of silent treatment. The visits to the family and friends are slowing down, and everything doesn't seem quite as rosy as it was, but I wasn't too alarmed. The only thing that I saw was even though the love bombing stage was over, and I didn't really know that at the time, and the devaluation stage had started, was the intimacy was lacking quite a bit. So it was just a slight concern, and it was something that I'd noticed. So we were still going, visiting family, not quite as often, and then if we was going anywhere to a works party or something like that, my narcissist would be the star of the show at the works party. Everybody would think she was amazing. Everybody thinks she's leading a wonderful life. And I'd be sat on a chair, watching everything happening and just waiting for the narcissist to return. Unfortunately, I didn't realise I was just a little bit part in a beautiful film that she'd got inside her head that was a fake film, and everything just seemed to revolve around the narcissist at the party, which later on I realised that's just the act that they follow. It's all fake. It's everything about a narcissist is fake. So as we're getting further into the devaluation stage, the silent treatment starts to grow longer. The verbal abuse becomes a little bit more regular. You obviously try to have conversations with the narcissist, but you can see that the love bombing stage now is over, and you're slowly entering into a period which I call the cruel period. And that's where the verbal abuse becomes more appropriate, that this is happening now and you need to get into your head that it's not getting better, it's just getting worse. So all the visits to the family, they start to fade away. The narcissist keeps going, you can't go, always an excuse for you not to go. So rather than kick up a fuss, I used to stay with Bonnie the boxer and just let things ride a little bit, which later on you come back and it haunts you again. But all what you're trying to do is you're trying to make a marriage work now that, unbeknownst to you, that it's definitely not going to work. But you don't know that 100% when you're in the early stages of the devaluation. So as we progress, I slowly start to get isolated. The silent treatment becomes worse and the verbal abuse becomes worse. So I start doing research just to check, see if there's a problem with me, because that's how they want you to think. They always want you to think that it's you. Purely and simply because you're in their show as a bit part player, but you still don't know that when you're in the early devaluation stage. So when we get into the middle part of the devaluation stage, I realise there's a massive, massive problem within this marriage. And it's not me. I've tried to work on everything that I could work on. The only person that wasn't changing as regarding trying to work on things was the narcissist. But the narcissist was the only person that was getting worse. So it was pretty obvious it was down to the narcissist and it was nothing to do with me. My efforts I was still trying everything I could do. The narcissist was trying everything with the gaslighting, the silent treatment, the verbal abuse, just to up the ante, and it slowly and slowly becomes worse with time. So you know yourself, there's a major, major problem. And what started off as what people would say was a love affair was now going into something that was borderline cruel/evil. So we'd gone from the love bombing to the devaluation, and it was slowly beginning to dawn on me that it was quite possible that I would have to exit this marriage. It's just so vulgar, the verbal abuse, it just comes from nowhere, the rage fits, everything about it, everything just gets ramped up and ramped up and ramped up. And if you do what I did, which I don't advise you to do, I advise you to, as soon as you know that you're with a narcissist, just get out as quick as you can, because it will not improve. I tried to work on it. It didn't work. It just got worse and worse and worse. And then after doing research, I was reading about the discard. So I knew then that there was 3 phases to it. I'd gone through the love bombing. I was right smack bang in the middle of the devaluation, and I was researching what a discard was. So obviously it's pretty obvious what it is in the end, but I just wanted to reassure myself that what I was researching was true. So I have a boxer dog and myself, and I was determined that I was going to get out with the boxer dog and me. It was simple. It had to be done. It's not easy. Your emotions are all over the place. Your heart's saying one thing, your head's saying another thing. Are you doing everything right? Are you making sure that if you go, you're not making a mistake? But this is how, in the devaluation stage, this is how the narcissist wants you to become. You become confused. Some days it's up, some days it's down. Then the narcissist will give you a couple of days in the devaluation stage where she seems okay. So then you start to think, oh, well, we could be coming back on track a little bit. And it's all to keep you hooked within the marriage so that the narcissist can carry on abusing you as and when they want to. It beggars belief to me that somebody can abuse you, give you silent treatment, gaslight you, stonewall you, do everything to you that these narcissistic people do, and when they look you in the eye, when they're doing certain things, they've got this horrendous smirk on the face. And I noticed that halfway through the devaluation stage. And it's like a smug smirk, that's all I can describe it as. But that's when I realised if I didn't get out, this was going to turn from love into evil. Because that's all it seemed to be doing. And it just seemed to be going downhill quick. Loads of abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, gaslighting, stonewalling, triangulation had come in with the neighbours. It was just one thing on top of the other. And even if you're trying to make it right, the more that you try and make it right, I can assure you 10 times more they're trying to make it not right. And that's just from my personal experience. So mine went from love bombing, devaluation. It didn't go to a discard because me and Bonnie the boxer actually walked away. But at the end, I thought the love equaled the evil. And that's what the narcissist people will do to you. Thanks ever so much for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.